Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share messages I get from Spirit and from all of us on this soul to soul twin flame path journey. And so I'm going to do a reading today of the energies of what's happening with our divine counterparts and also with us, and the guidance that comes through. So I'm using the Work Your Light Oracle cards, which I love, by Rebecca Campbell, Whispers of Love Oracle, by Angela Hartfield. Starman Tarot deck, that's for the overall what's going on. Starman Tarot, amazing. And then the Energy deck, who is by Sandra Ann Taylor. So I'm going to go through, and if you've been following my videos, and everything goes from one to the next to the next. And when I did this, I actually pulled the cards last night to see what was going on, or to see what they say. And again, it was just crazy synchronistic. So I thought I'm going to share it as a video. So recently I've been saying there's been a huge heart healing going on. And I also channeled a message from the Pleiades yesterday, and it was about the rainbow energy that was coming through. But if you haven't seen that message, go and see it, because it's really important, because they were giving a warning and saying that basically as the momentum is speeding up, and they used the bicycle analogy, they basically said the more momentum you get, the more mud you can flick off, mud being the fear and anxiety. But because we're being able to plow through that energy and those fears and those anxieties more quickly, then the fear is losing its grip, and so therefore it will come back at you twice as hard, because it wants you to get stuck in the mud. So you can see that displayed all over this reading, to be honest. So it was again amazing how synchronous it was, because the cards from the Work Your Light Oracle for the Union were breaking the chain and also the Pleiades. So I was like, okay, that's quite amazing. And it was also the spiritual connection. So this connection, this relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So it was just, but the overall is a heart healing, right? So this is the grounding energy, the overall energy of everything is that we have gone through this big healing process. And so if you've gone through an extremely hard time, then remember always that this is happening for you, not to you. And it's happening for you to grow, because it's only in those difficult times that we really, really grow, and we really, really reach to the light. So if you feel like you've had your heart literally cracked open, then that's happened for a reason. And there is this big heart healing that's going on. So what is your twin thinking in his head? And so this is a bit of aggressive energy. So if you have experienced this, it's basically coming out because it's frustration. So it's the frustration of being in situations that they don't want to be in anymore. It's frustration of being, what I'm seeing is like a caged animal and swaying from side to side. And it's a bit like, but if you go towards that caged animal, then they'd lash out. So that is the energy, because look here, that's what's in their heads. And there is this like wanting to charge forward, but not being able to. And because of that, it's creating this frustration, a bit of anger and defensiveness. Because what's at the heart of them is this being tied up, right? Again, feeling trapped, because the energy that they're taking from the Union is that the masks are off. And it's also 2 5s here. 5 and 5 is change, right? 55 change. So there is a desire to want to change their life, and there is frustration because not being able to do it yet. Because the mask has been turned off, they're feeling that they don't want to live in the shadow. All of this has been played out in the channeled letters that I've done and read out recently. Because the key thing to know for them is they've opened up more and more and more to their intuition and the third eye. So they're being led more and more by the soul. They're being led more and more by their heart, and their heart is feeling trapped because the heart, and look at her face there, she's like, it's that knowing face, but look at her arms, she's just completely, and she's like beaming light, you know, she's beaming light all around her, but her arms are completely tied. So there is this, that's why there is this hostile kind of defensive kind of snapping back energy. If you have felt this, you know, some of you might have experienced this directly from your twin. Certainly I have. And then what they're wanting then, this is why it's so lovely, because actually they want you. They want to receive this healing. They want to be able to receive this love, right? They want to be able to actually just appreciate the journey and love you and appreciate you. It's also number 6. 6 is the love path. It's also peace and harmony. So they're really wanting to be able to heal and to receive the love and be able to feel in harmony, not feel this kind of, look at the cards they have in their head. They've got this hostile energy, wanting to charge forward, not being able to, at the heart of them being completely constrained because the mask have been taken off and because they've got more and more of a third eye awakening. So the guidance for them then from the Whispers of Love Oracle is basically a little message of support to say, don't worry, love is all around you. You don't have to feel like you're this caged animal, you know, kind of feeling a bit on your own and feeling like stuff is against you, because actually what you want to do is break out of the chains. And funny that I just said that, because actually the other guidance was break the chains. So there is ancestral patterns that are coming through that are being healed. So the other familiar family energy has been super strong. Grandmother energy, mother energy, father energy, really, really strong. So if that rings true for you, then again, look within to see what are the ancestral ties or familial energies that you're taking on from your family, from your grandparents, from your parents. Is there things that you need to forgive your mother, father? And, you know, what is it? You know, for me, it was very much around abundance and breaking that chain, right? Not living it, not thinking I have to, never having enough. You know, that thing of thinking that, you know, there are finite resources, you know, children that, my grandparents in the war, so it was all about rationing, right? So ridding those, cutting those chains. So, but the guidance for them is to say, look, love is all around you. It's okay. Don't worry. You know, we've got your back, you know. And if you look here, it's in a whirlpool of emotion. So they've gone through, they really have gone through the mill. So there is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. Look around you and recognize that love is showing itself to you all the time and everywhere. It may be a smile on a stranger's face or a simple act of kindness. It may be the warm sun and a blue sky. Life is wonderful. How lucky you are to be so loved. Right? Now, that's how lucky they are to be loved, right? It's at the end of that. What they're wanting is to be able to appreciate your love and not be feeling like that it's making them feel scratchy. You know, putting on a jumper and realizing the jumper's itchy and you want to take the jumper off, but you can't take the jumper off. It's that. It's kind of like they want to be able to appreciate the love and just be wrapped up in it and healed by it. But because they can't, then that's causing angst inside, right? Because then the Work Your Light Oracle that they get is the Mirror. So it is saying, what is being mirrored to you at the moment? What is being, so whatever your connection is, what's happened? What energies are you mirroring to each other? What childhood, what mother, father, grandparent, familial energy, family line energy is being healed at the moment? What heart healing, big heart healing has happened? Because that's the big thing that's been going on. There has been a truly difficult time over the last 3-4 weeks, really difficult. But that has happened again to break you open. So really go within to say, what are we mirroring to each other? what's happened. The other reason why we can see this, because the whole union energy from the Starman Tarot is the wheel. So there has been a cycle. Again, this refers back to the Pleiades. So the Pleiades are saying there is a cycle, but you have to be careful because you're being able to transmute the energy much quicker, which means that you can get through the fear and anxiety quicker, but at the same time, there will be much more thrown at you for you to transmute, because the higher you get, the higher in your light you get, the more powerful you become, and therefore they will be, the dark energy will be coming at you stronger to try and get you stuck in the mud. So this is why that the wheel is turning, and every time we're going through a cycle, so the energies will come in cycles. So now we're on to a heart healing. You know, we've got this good energy coming, the rainbow energy is here, but we've got to zip through that quickly because there'll be another wave, right? So the wheel is always turning, and what are you always mirroring to each other? So the mirror. And remember, this is for your divine counterpart here. So and just as I said that, it was 11:11. So the filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time, through our own projections. When someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often, and it's an unconscious thing. People and situations can trigger our mirrors to reflect back to us what we believe to be true about life, the universe, and ourselves. Mirrors pointing to our shadow and our light. Mirrors revealing the parts of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. This card is guiding you to look closely at what experiences or people are currently triggering in you and what they could be mirroring back to you. When have you felt like this before? Could there be opportunities to heal something in you? Or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? This goes for the good and the bad. The good, those who we admire and put on a pedestal. If we do not realize that we are attracted to them because we are like them, we will need to cut them down in order to rise to their level. The bad, those we despise, are envious of and put down. If we do not realize that they trigger something in us, then it is still yet to be healed, and we will remain hurt and wounded ourselves. So they're being asked to say what or who is triggering you, what is it triggering in you, what are they triggering, and what part of you longs to be witnessed. So that is the message for the divine counterparts. So if you've experienced a difficult time, if you've triggered each other, again, then it's here to break the chain. Listen to the Pleiades, because the other message around the union was the Pleiades, and I did a channeling from the Pleiades yesterday. So if you go to watch that video, because it just explains the cycle of what this energy is talking about. It also explains here what the divine counterpart is feeling and why. I will go on in a separate video to talk through for us, but just the joint, and so the main thing is for them is there is this sense of frustration and anger, and they might have lashed out because they're going through more of a third eye awakening, right? And it's happened because you are the mirror for each other. So you're mirroring everything to each other. The overall, and the union energies here is quite lovely because, again, it replicates it. Because basically the crowning energy is 22, Star of David, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, Divine Union in the six-pointed star. It's also the sign of keep the faith and keep the hope in the beloved. The balance, right? Harmony, balanced, rising up in the golden energy. At the heart of you, there is this. So on our side, we have all the strategy is written in your hearts. It's already there. And your divine counterpart is wanting to change because the mask has been taken off. And then look at this. Underneath, action again. Wanting to charge forward. Wanting to follow the call of the soul. It's also number 8. Which is exactly like 2 8s, right? They had in their headspace wanting to take action. The grounding, underneath this whole reading again, is wanting to follow the soul. Making life feel very uncomfortable because wanting to charge forward to a new direction. And that direction is directly to a heart opening, which is you. So I'll be back with the second part. I hope that helps. Take care. Bye.